Hi there. Good evening. Whoops, I was already bright. Sorry. How is everyone? Let's see. It's Monday evening. What time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock. This is Amy. For those that do not know, Amy Culver, and I am a mom of 3 boys. A working mom with a boutique business and a recruiting business, and I am obsessed with and love right now helping and empowering and inspiring other women to just live their best life, as Oprah would say. Yeah, I'm a big Oprah fan. So as you may have heard from my video Sunday, because it was late, it was early Sunday morning, I am doing a next level challenge. And so while I have traditionally been doing live video on my business page, you're going to see me here adding value. Don't worry, I'm not going to be doing a live event, but just try to add a little bit of value and inspiration each day. So this evening, I am talking about the top 5 reasons. I guess it's reasons, not tips. I was originally going to say tips. So yes, these are the reasons why I love intermittent fasting. It has become my way of life. How it helped me lose over 100 pounds. Over 110 pounds. I was at 20. I've slooped down a little bit. But by the end of October, it will be 140 pounds. So stay tuned. But has anyone ever been on a diet before? Anyone? No one? No. People don't do that, right? Are you so sick of dieting? Like, are you sick of thinking about it? Are you sick of worrying about it? Are you sick of planning meals? Are you sick of starting something new and having to learn something new and researching and feeling bad about yourself and then breaking your diet and cheating on your diet and then binging on your diet and all of those things? Yeah, well, that was me too. So that's for another story, but this is why I love intermittent fasting. These are 5 reasons. And if you're interested in more, learning more about it or want to know more about it, write #StopDieting. I actually have a Facebook group that I've started, and I have several ladies that are going through the challenge with me right now. And I've got to tell you, I got so many text messages today about the results. Everyone lost above 3 pounds or above. Just saying. Week 1. Bam. Boom. Yay! Okay, so for me, the number 1 reason is it allows me to eat what I want and to not have to think about it anymore. I could go on and on, but that's kind of separate things. I'm just going to leave it there. It allows you to eat whatever you want. Obviously, there's some other stuff mixed in with that, but that's like number 1. There's nothing special to do. There's no special shakes to do. There's no special pills to take. There's nothing special. It's just about when you're eaing, not so much as what. Now, obviously, I know all the other stuff, but I'm just breaking it down. That is the number 1 thing that I love about it, because, and I guess this will just go to number 2, it allows, at first I was writing everything in past tense, but it's still, everything is with an S also, because honestly, it's just become my way of life. Yes, I get a little bit looser and, vacations, like I've been definitely eating more of like breakfast. if I have breakfast, I definitely will try to skip lunch. But the thing is, once you open Pandora's box, for me, then there you go. But actually that's probably, I probably should have written that in there. That would be forget what number I'm up to, 13 now. Okay, so I just lost my train of thought again. So, it decreased cravings hugely, like immediately almost. Definitely within the day 2 or 3. And sure, it's just like with any new program you start or new thing, like the first couple of days, the first week is definitely the hardest. But once you get into the rhythm, because honestly, I think at the very beginning, one, your body is probably used to eating at that time, and so you're going to be hungry, you're going to growl, not to mention just the freaking habit of it. Like if you've gone your whole life where we've been told breakfast is the most important meal of the day, it's the most important meal of the day, you have to have your breakfast, you have to have your breakfast, to go to not eating your breakfast, like that's freaking hard, right? Like that in itself. Now, I do think as busy moms, for me, it's actually been a freaking savior. It's given me back time where at least I don't have to worry about breakfast. And honestly, my husband's kind of taken breakfast over. So it was a win-win. Because not that I don't make, but he's going to eat breakfast. So now he makes his own breakfast. And then he's just kind of, this kids have like scooted up underneath him. So I gained some time too. Win-win. I just realized I should have shared this in the group. And I did not. So for me, it is the only thing that it has allowed me to really be consistent, because there's no binging. Because nothing is off of limits. So like I know if I want to have pizza, I can have pizza. If I want to have cheese dip, I can have cheese dip. I'm not cutting myself off. And so for me, that's like, again, a huge big deal. But I feel, was that all part of the same way? Oh, the decreasing cravings. So seriously, like, and sometimes I'll even get more strict because I can get a sugar craving or sweet tooth. What am I trying to say? Kind of like more quickly than I used to be able to, although I'm officially 1 week with not one Diet Coke. I'd already cut back a lot, but that's going to be a segue. And I do think that has truly helped with cravings. Because normally I would walk in the grocery store and just be like salivating. I have to have a Diet Coke. I have to have a Diet Coke. Because that was my only one I would get. It was just like my little treat. And I haven't had it. So the decrease in cravings, it absolutely does, because your body is burning efficiently. So that will just lead into number 3, but that's also kind of why it decreases your cravings. Because obviously I'm not a doctor or a scientist, and this is going to be like complete layman terms. There is a lot of info I can send you about all the scientific things, but the bottom line is, if your body has food in it, it is going to burn that first before it burns our layer of protective beauty. FAT. That's just the bottom line. Yes, everyone talks about, if you want to keep your metabolism up, or you should eat 6 meals a day, and you should do this and this and this and this. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying some people don't have success on that. They absolutely do. It just did not work for me. First of all, the more meals I had to have, the more I thought about the food. And portion control, and also I think on a lot of those, it does not allow a lot of room for error. So the one, if you have 2 cheat meals, you're not going to really lose that week, or you're going to lose very little, and it's going to take forever and ever and ever. So I think that those type of programs, maybe if you just have a little bit of weight to lose, but someone that had a lot of weight to lose, or if you have, 30 plus pounds, maybe even 20. I mean, why not just get it done faster? Why not get the weight off the most quickly and easiest way you can, and then move into another program? I think probably maybe at some point where I am, maybe I would do something like that. But for me, it just works out well. I don't have to worry about breakfast in the morning. I drink my black coffee. I drink my water. I'll drink tea. And all I'm doing is running kids around and doing stuff anyway until 10:30, then when I can really focus on it. And then I just get busy in a zone, and I have more energy, which that's another reason. We'll just go ahead and tackle that on. The energy that you feel compared to when you're eating, if you're already eating, smaller meals. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's not as drastic, but coming from where I came to then, like, it's just night and day. And I found now whenever I do eat, and it normally is on vacation at this point. I mean, I'll go out to lunch with girlfriends, but a lot of, sorry, I just kicked the light. A lot of times I will either share something or I won't even eat. Thank you, Mindy. Hi. Yeah, if this is resonating with anyone, please drop hashtag stop dieting below. And that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I finally stopped dieting. I feel like it took my whole life. It took every diet in the world for me to try, but this enabled me to stop dieting because it is something that is so easily worked into my everyday life with my children and my family to where it doesn't impact them at all. And it really doesn't impact me either because I mean, sometimes I wish dinner was like the meal I wasn't eating. Maybe even sometimes I should flop it around because guess what? Does this happen to you? I get everyone's dinner ready. Everyone's good. Everyone's at the table. By the time I sit down, like almost everyone's done. I'm like, well, why am I even sitting here? So anyway, those are some of the reasons. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Amy Culver. I'm a mom of 3 boys under the age of 8, and I have 2 businesses and have lost over 100 pounds in the last 2 years. So I am empowering other ladies, men. I will obviously help you too, but I have another Facebook group, Stop Dieting, where we are all kind of going through this together and encouraging and leading and motivating because, you know, you get in a slump. But that's the thing with this, you don't have to feel like there's no reason you can't start tomorrow. There's no lead up to it. You just adjust. And I'll do a whole nother thing if you want to join the group. It talks about what I did and what, you know, I just recommend because it worked for me. But you fast 16 hours and you eat 8 hours. And then you can play around with that. But there are just so many things. And then health-wise, like I haven't even talked about, that's going to be a whole nother segment on like all of the health benefits. I mean, it's even known to help with reducing the risk of cancer because it's burning over the cells in your body. That's when I actually first even heard about it because of a friend of mine. So it also reduces the size of your stomach. Probably just because you're putting less in it. But with that, like my portion control just as a whole is so much better. I just, you know, even if this is not something that someone decides that they have to lose for, you know, you're like, I can't even imagine doing this for life, then don't. But why, you know, keep it as a tool to like help you get where you want to be. And then like I am right now, I realized that I was up like 8 pounds. So I'm back on it and I'm like strict going back to the beginning again, which is why I thought it would be like a good time to kind of really show, because you kind of forget as you're in. I'm kind of 2 years out from when I first started. But then, you know, I'm not endorsing eating crap, by the way, for the rest of your life. But I'm talking about the beginning stages. You've got to start. You've got to start somewhere. And when I first started, I was a new mom again with the 3rd baby who was 3 months old. And the last thing I wanted to do was think about meal planning. And so by doing this, I ate what, you know, we were eating a lot of takeout then. So I had a 2-year-old and yeah, I mean, it's a blur, newborn. So it was just about like eating whatever they were eating, but I would keep it in those windows, in those hours. And then obviously as it's continued, I mean, I definitely make better, more healthier choices than not healthy choices, but I do not deprive myself. I don't feel guilty about it. The shame is gone, you know, the diet shame, you know what I mean? Like you're eating one way and then you know you're supposed to be on this other new plan, or you want to be, or you don't feel good about yourself. The thing about this is you're losing so consistently. It's so motivating that you want to stick to it. That's why I suggest on this that you really do weigh yourself. I mean, really every day. And there's a lot of people don't agree with that. I gotcha. I've definitely taken long periods of time off where I didn't weigh, and I'll be damned every time I didn't gain weight. I would love to be the person that never ever weighs, and there are people out there that are very consistent, but I think I hadn't been weighing recently because my scale is a piece and it sucks down the batteries, and I needed batteries. I was just tired of freaking replacing them, and I didn't get a new scale. And guess what? I mean, I knew my clothes were getting a little snug, but you pretend like you don't until like you really feel it. And then you get on the scale and you're like, oh, snap. So those are some of my reasons. I feel like I went on a way bigger ramble than I was going to. So shocker. I will condense this in some note forms. And then I didn't even talk about half the things that I was even going to talk about either. So I should have known. I should have just picked 3. So I will continue those. But if you are interested in joining my 12-week challenge with the ladies, I think we have like 12 that are active in it right now and over 30 in the group right now. So hashtag stop dieting or write stop dieting below. I'll add you to it. And I am keeping it only to women. Sorry, guys. But if you are a dude and you want any help or tips, I would be more than glad to help you. But this is a ladies group. Amy, I know. And you are definitely active with those boys. You're out doing stuff, but it's still the same. Like, it's not the same. Cause like, yeah, I feel like I've still worked and have been on the treadmill, but it's not the same. There's been a lot of whitewater food. And even that with intermittent fasting, like, you can't eat pizza and chicken fingers every day. Or you can, but your portions start going up for me. Like, that is, and the thing with intermittent fasting too, like my last point, you can play with it so well because it's not, you know the meals that you had, you know what you ate. There's not all these things you're tracking. And I don't know, I'm a visual person. So if I see it, it's like stuck in my head. If someone says it, no. But if I see it, I've got it. And, I will weigh and know what I ate like the day before. And if I lost, then I know I'm on a good track, especially if it's like a day or two of losing. Because it's very conceivable to lose a pound a day if you have more probably than 20 pounds to lose. And then, several ounces a day with this in the beginning. And if I'm up, unless it's like that time of the month, truthfully, I can usually think back and realize that I ate more than what I know I should have. So you can really, I don't know of any other, I've never been on another plan because when you're working in all these other things, I don't know, I feel like a lot of times you're not eating the way you would. This is the way you're going to eat the rest of your life. Don't you want to just have a way you're going to eat the rest of your life? Everyone does, right? And it's different for everyone. So I am just sharing what has worked for me and want to help any way I can. So share this info if you think it is something of value that someone else would appreciate. And thanks for tuning in. I will try not to ramble as much. Who am I kidding? I'm a rambler. But I will have more of these tips coming. So just let me know if you found it helpful. Have a great evening. Good night.